The R9 has some big shoes to fill. Not only is it stepping in as Yamaha's new flagship sport bike after the R1's discontinuation, but it also needs to fill the gap the R6 left behind, something the R7 just couldn't quite do. So, does the R9 have what it takes? Let's start with power output. The R9 puts down 119 horsepower at the crank, while the R6, despite having a much smaller engine, still cranks out an impressive 118 horsepower. That's all thanks to its sky-high rev limit, peaking at 14,500 RPM and screaming all the way to 16,500 RPM. Torque-wise, the R9 has the clear advantage. With its bigger engine, it delivers 32 Newton-meters more than the R6, offering a broader, punchier power band. In real-world riding, that translates to stronger roll-on acceleration and more immediate power delivery, making the R9 more flexible and the easier bike to ride fast. The R6, on the other hand, can still keep up. However, you'll need to wind it up really high, and the R6 generally needs to be in a lower gear to match the R9's acceleration at similar speeds. The R9 will dominate the R6 up to its 10,500 RPM rev limit. But beyond that, the track-focused R6, with its top-end focus power band, will eventually catch up. In terms of weight, the R6 is 5 kilograms lighter than the R9, thanks to its magnesium subframe, engine cases, aluminum fuel tank, and titanium muffler. As for power-to-weight ratio, the R6 wins by a small margin, approximately 1.6% higher than the R9. Ultimately, the R9 is the more torquey, flexible, and practical option, whereas the R6 remains a high-revving track machine that demands more rider engagement to extract its full potential, but is definitely the more exciting choice for track riding. Under the skin, the R6 packs a 599cc liquid-cooled DOHC inline-4 with a 180-degree crank, while the R9 runs the same inline-3 from the MT-09, but with tweaks to its ignition, fuel mapping, and final drive ratio. Even though the R9 has one less cylinder, it makes up for it with a larger 290cc displacement advantage. The R6, on the other hand, compensates for that with its screaming 16,500 RPM redline, thanks to its highly over-square engine, ceramic composite-plated cylinder bores, and titanium valves. Plus, it has a significantly higher compression ratio than the R9. For transmission, both bikes come with a 6-speed wet clutch gearbox with an assist and slipper clutch. Now let's hear how these engines sound. With its last major update in 2017, the R6 naturally has fewer features and lacks some of the high-end electronics that the newer R9 offers. For starters, the R6 ABS is basic and not lean-sensitive like the R9's, which benefits from a 6-axis IMU. Both bikes come with ride-by-wire throttle, multiple riding modes, traction control, and quick shifters, but the R6 doesn't come with auto blippers as standard. On top of that, the R9 gets plenty of electronic rider aids like cruise control, slide control, and a back slip regulator. The R6 does have wheelie control, but it's integrated into the traction control and can't be adjusted individually. Plus, the R9 features a modernized dash with a full TFT display and smartphone connectivity via Bluetooth. Both Yamaha feature an aluminum perimeter style frame, or what Yamaha calls a delta box, cradling their engines. However, the R9's frame is built using Yamaha's latest gravity cast technique, making it the lightest frame they've ever produced for their supersport model. For suspension, both rely on a fully adjustable 43mm upside-down Kaiba fork up front, paired with a fully adjustable Kaiba rear shock. When it comes to braking power, the R9 is equipped with a 4-piston Brembo Stylema caliper, while the R6 uses ABEX calipers. Both bikes share the same 320mm disc brakes. Both Yamahas run the same tire sizes front and rear. In terms of dimensions, the R6, known for its agility, sharp steering, and nimbleness, has a shorter wheelbase and a more aggressive riding position, with a higher seat height, higher foot pegs, and lower clip-ons. The R9, on the other hand, is built to be more road-friendly, with a more relaxed riding posture that sits somewhere between the race-focused R6 and the more street-friendly R7. As for fuel capacity, the R6 holds 3 liters more than the R9. So, can the R9 replace the R6? Well, it can't and it won't. These are two different breeds of sport bikes. The R6 is essentially a track bike that happens to be road legal, while the R9 is the opposite, a street-focused sport bike that's also track-worthy. Its engine comes from the MT-09, a street-oriented machine, meaning the R9 was built with different priorities in mind. On paper, the R6 was never the fastest or most powerful, but it became a legend by winning countless races and championships, including 10 World Supersport titles over its 25-year lifespan, 6 of them back-to-back from 2017 to 2022. Then, in 2022 to 2024, a new generation of supersport bikes emerged, trading high-revving inline fours for smaller cylinder counts and larger displacements, making them more affordable, comfortable, and versatile. These bikes also deliver more accessible power for real-world riding, even if it comes at the cost of some top-end performance. Enter the Yamaha R9. At the end of the day, we can't fully blame Yamaha for discontinuing the R6. Declining sales and low demand were what really sealed its fate. Yamaha simply followed the market. So, rather than replacing the R6, the R9 is more of a new breed of supersport bike. Even Yamaha itself says so.